My name is Matt Monaco, and it is a pleasure to get to spend some time with you. There's a beautiful picture of me. I'm a trader as well. Think of it like I'm on your side of the table. Personally, for me, my trading journey, I got started trading in 2017, and I was, well, as new as you can get, as green as you can get, if you will. And honestly, I sucked at trading. I really did in the beginning. I only had $2,000 to get started, and I made the mistake of going out there and trying to do it on my own. I made the mistake of trying to be the hero. And as a result, well, sure enough, in my first 6 months to a year of trading on my own, I lost money. And I was pretty frustrated. I was honestly a little embarrassed about it as well because I kept seeing other people make money trading, and I couldn't really figure out, well, what were they doing different? What were they doing that I was not doing? Because clearly what I was doing was not working. And ultimately for me, it wasn't until I met this guy. Let me find the article here. This guy right here is Mr. Tim Sykes. And with the help of Tim Sykes, he helped me make some very key changes, very important key changes to my trading that, as you can see, ultimately went out there and helped me become a millionaire. So from my $2,000 account, it took a couple years. Don't get me wrong. Again, still didn't happen overnight. But with Tim, I was able to go out there and make a couple $100. Then, a couple hundred turned into 500, and then 500 turned into 1,000. And then over the years went by, I looked back and it was $10,000 in a month, and then $100,000 a year. And then eventually I had $100,000 days. And well, needless to say, Tim in the stock market have personally changed my life. I wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't for Tim and that team.
Well, I'm in a small town in Japan. Beautiful, beautiful country here, terrible time zone. I'm like literally right now I'm double gunning matcha, iced matcha and iced coffee, like double gunning. Like,
yeah, because the market basically opens at midnight, right?
So it does, thanks to daylight savings. The stock market, US stock market, opens at 11:30 at night. I actually trade better from overseas. This is the crazy thing. Everyone can thank me for creating this bull market for you guys. I want you guys to understand, like, there's so many plays. Every single one of you in this webinar needs to do less outside. Tell your friends and family, like, sorry, guys, the market is insane right now. This is the time to really push it. Educationally, profit-wise, when the market is hot. I just saw a stat. What, the Russell 2000 was up 10% for the month of November. 10%. The whole index of small cap companies.
That's crazy. Yeah. I believe it.
So you just got to push it. Like, that's why we do these webinars at all hours of the day, to help you guys understand, because right now, 8 p.m. Eastern, the U.S. stock market is closed. So a lot of people are like, okay, do nothing. The market's closed. This is the time to push it with your education. If you look at all of the great sports figures, or any great in any industry, but sports, I think it's easy to understand. When you look at Cristiano Ronaldo score a goal, or Messi, or when Kobe Bryant was amazing, or Jordan, or LeBron, you see them on the world stage, you see them, or, Shotani, you see them in the World Series, you see them in the World Cup, you see them in the finals. You're like, wow, this is so amazing. You don't see the time that they spent when there was nobody in the crowds. They didn't have crowds. They weren't professional athletes. They spent an inordinate amount of time working on their craft. Jordan actually wasn't even very good in high school and college. He actually got much better. Where did he go? University of North Carolina. And he improved dramatically while at college. So it's not like these greats are born with it. Same thing with, my top students. Jack Kellogg, he just texted me. He made another $80,000 today. He wasn't born with this innate talent. He actually lost money the first 20 months while he was learning. And that's what I want everyone to understand. We're going after play after play after play, bringing up millionaire student after millionaire student after millionaire student to show you can capitalize on these plays, and you should get inspired by these millionaire students. Any single one of you can be the next Michael Jordan. This is the beautiful thing. To play in the NBA, you still have to be tall, right? Like, it doesn't matter how hard you want it. I'm sure there's some like 5 foot, like 11 people, like, what was it, Muggsy Bogues? Like, there's a few where they're short and they make it, but like the vast majority of people, you need to be born with the ability to be tall. So otherwise, you're just not going to play in the NBA. Or if you want the NFL, like, you got to be pretty fit You got to be athletic. That's stuff you're born with. Trading is not anything about being born with. The best traders I know are unhealthy. It's a craft that you can develop. And that's the beautiful thing here.
Yeah. Well, and Jack Kellogg's point too, like in the beginning, he moved across the country to like learn and partner up with some of your other students how to be a trader. Because he failed at like being a pillow salesman or something. I
still love the fact that he was a pillow salesman in the mall. He was also a valet, and he was also, I think, a firefighter or EMT. People try different stuff. Tim Grattani was State Farm insurance sales guy. Evan Shunk, who I'm in Asia, I'm going to his wedding in like a week. He was, I think, a cashier at a pizza place. Now he's up 600,000 this year, over 1.6 million total. Matt Monaco, Bryce, you guys were roommates in college, trying all sorts of little schemes like writing essays for other people. Sorry to TMI, but this is what you have to understand. Mariana worked, my first female millionaire student. She worked at, I think, her cousin's ice cream shop, and she was scooping ice cream. Like, you can have any background whatsoever. It's about learning the opportunities, seeing these plays, and then refining your craft. JCP, one of my newest millionaire students, he was a security guard in San Francisco. San Francisco has gone way downhill. Imagine him being a security guard now. Instead, he's trading, making $10,000 or $20,000 in a day. Like, it's crazy.
No, it is crazy. And it's just been consistent over and over again, and getting faster too. The education learning curve.
The learning curve for students is faster because we've perfected the challenge. If Matt can link the challenge if you guys want to join. I really encourage you to join. Everyone always says, like, what do I do? I want to be your next top student. We have tons of different materials, but the challenge has everything. It's all in one encompassing curriculum. This is why I have the most millionaire students coming out of the challenge. That is where you go for dedication, because it's got its own chat room. You get 4 live webinars a week, Q&A, live trading, all the archive webinars. My top students have given hundreds of webinars, like Tim Grattani, 1,500 into 16 million. You want some inspiration? He's given nearly 100 webinars, all archived. You can ask him questions. It's pretty cool. People are saying they don't know how to get started. Join the challenge. If you can't afford it, save up, okay? Like, your education is not a meaningless thing. Like, it is the difference between a successful life and career and not. I mean, I build schools with my charity, not like, trading schools, just like basic schools where you can learn to read and write. But kids in third world countries, if they don't get educated, they are condemned to manual labor all their lives. They can't read, they can't write, they can't do math. So all they can do is manual labor for 50 cents or $1 a day. That's the lack of education. Trading, it's not necessarily like just manual labor or, successful trading, but the difference between an educated trader and a non-educated trader is night and day. Most non-educated traders, even if they make money in a hot market, they'll lose it because they don't have the planning, they don't have the framework, they don't have the foundation. So you need a solid education to even have a chance at being a successful trader, let alone be my next millionaire student.
Yeah, I was talking to Kyle, not Williams, Dematis, I think is how you say his username. He's very active in your challenge chat. He's not a millionaire, but he's a multi-6-figure trader.
He's coming up.
Story where when he was figuring out how to sign up for the challenge and if it was worth it or not for him, and he was talking to his wife, and he basically was like, look, like, if I can't make my investment back in my education, he's like, well, then, like, it's not even worth it. Like, what's the point? He's like, basically, it's a very small first step for the potential. When we talk about Tim Grattani and Jack, who are obviously some of the best traders out there, but the sky is the limit. The more time you put in and the more you're willing to study. I mean, we've seen these traders make millions and millions of dollars. Jack made $1 million last month, which is crazy.
It's huge upside, but at the same time, we share these stories to inspire you. I always tell people they should dream big and study hard and work hard. There's been studies, if you have a big dream as opposed to a small dream, it increases your daily performance 15 to 25% because you're working step by step for that big dream. So I encourage people to dream big. Some people like, oh, your friends and family say that you can't be a millionaire. They're wrong. They don't necessarily know the potential. Neuralink isn't a thing yet. You can't see inside my brain and you can't see the potential. They probably see you. And if you don't have like a trading education, you don't necessarily have the knowledge potential yet. You need to get that. But any single one of you watching this can be a millionaire. Any single one. I've taught students from all over the world. My team and I have changed the lives of so many different people from different backgrounds. But you do have to study. You have to follow instructions. Money isn't just handed out. This isn't the lotto. It's not based on luck. The harder you work, the luckier you get. And the difference between now and let's say a year ago or 3 years ago, we've refined the challenge process. The market is infinitely hotter. So you have to recognize we're going to teach in hot markets. We're going to teach in cold markets. But right now is a very unique time in history where we have a very business-friendly new government administration with like some of the world's top entrepreneurs joining the U.S. government. That hasn't happened before. So the U.S. is just extending its lead over other countries. I'm in beautiful Japan. I was in beautiful Thailand and Cambodia and Laos and Nepal. We have schools in 32 countries, but the difference between the U.S. and these other countries is night and day. So the U.S. stock market where we trade, it is really pushing itself as the world leader. For all the smack talk about the dollar has performed relatively well against other currencies. This is the time to really push it. And I just want every single one of you to understand that. I love this comment from Fish. He says, join today. You will thank yourself. Tim Sykes is the real deal. Join the challenge. Give yourself an early Christmas present. I didn't pay him to say that. This is what people are saying. And no one else in the trading industry has as many resources as we do. Like, we have been meticulously building the team with the tools. In case you don't know, some people are like, oh, Sykes, you just make all your money from teaching. Actually, the company has lost money for 2+ years, in case you didn't know this. And I say this not like, hey, I want to lose money teaching, but because we've invested so much time and money into the resources that you get access to. These charting programs, these AI programs, this amazing team that we have, it doesn't just happen, okay? Like, my charity is separate from my business. My charity has no profits because it's a charity. We give all the trading profits away. I donate millions of dollars. I'm very proud of that. But the business, the reason why I take losses is because I believe in the team. I believe in these tools and I believe in you guys. And I've learned over 15 years of teaching, it's not just about making as much money as possible. It's about creating something that can pay off in the long run. So I've been personally investing in my own business, the business that you guys get access to, because I believe in the future, just like I'm asking you guys to invest in your future. And it's a very small amount. The beautiful thing is like, yes, my business has lost money for 2 years, but I can afford it. So the question is, can you afford to take a small loss on your education time and money? Okay, because, if you lose in the stock market, it's not just a loss, it's part of your market tuition. You're learning what not to do. Can you afford to lose a little time and money for the potential at changing your future dramatically? That's the question you have to ask yourself. And the answer for every single one of you should be yes.
Yeah, I mean, not to be a dead horse here, but the example, I think you used to say it all the time. Like, I went to college, and I'm sure several people here went to college. You invest in your education. And then you get on there and, most people end up with like $50,000 or $60,000 a year starting positions. That's their job. And you're kind of capped right there. And, first of all, the challenge is not, $50,000, $60,000 a year like it is to go to college. But the income potential is so much higher than any of those entry-level jobs. Again, it takes time and work, of course. And that was the dead brain. Like, that's when it was like, yeah, this is something I have to give myself a chance to do. It made sense to me. And in the beginning, I started small and had small wins, but I was always inspired by the millionaires who just got started a little bit before me and of what was possible. And over the years, my snowball just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and changed my life,
And what you guys have to understand too, when we talk about the millionaire students' earnings, like, yeah, that's inspiring, but it's the knowledge. Like, I don't worry about any of my millionaire students because they have so much knowledge. They're self-sufficient. So you can trade for yourself. You can work for another company. You can trade for another company. You can manage a hedge fund. You can manage a mutual fund. Like, you have so much different options when you have the knowledge, but you need to get that knowledge. So it's not just about money. We're talking about money. Everybody wants money. But I really encourage you to be a nerd, to want to learn everything. And then you find what works for you. You know, I've had some students where they learn my patterns. Harry Ye, for example, started with penny stocks, and years ago he went into crypto. And that turned out to be the right choice. Now he's made, literally, forget about just a few million. He's made hundreds of millions of dollars. He invited me and some of the new millionaires out to Dubai, put us up in the Burj Al Arab, like one of the world's top hotels. We had these suites. You know, we're taking helicopters to his 2 yachts, not just one, but 2 yachts, his little swimming pool in the back of the yacht. Fun fact, Matt Monaco was invited for this trip and he said no. And I brought other millionaires, and I still to this day, you know, it blows my mind that you would say no to a free trip to Dubai paid for by like this crazy crypto multi-hundred millionaire. You know, can you comment on that, Matt? Just real quick for the record.
Yeah. This is only part of the story. Well, yes, you are correct at the end, but I'm pretty sure it was like a Tuesday night you texted me and you said, "Can you be in LA tomorrow at 8 a.m.?" And I was like, I don't think I can. I don't think I can.
So this is what I want everyone to understand. Certain opportunities pop up, right? In the market, there's a great trade. Most people like, no, I got to pick up the kids at school. No, I don't have an education. No, I have excuse after excuse after excuse. The great trade happens with or without you. Matt Monaco, notice that even though I've taught him, even though he's become a multimillionaire, he still has this mentality where he doesn't actually capitalize on all the opportunities. Boo-hoo! I need to be in LA tomorrow. You have planes. Some people like literally message me and they're like, wait a minute, you said you were in Thailand yesterday. Why are you in Japan? And I'm like, there's planes. Some people don't understand that you can actually fly all around the world in just a few hours. And the opportunity is there for anybody. I'm curious, who here in the chat room, say yes or no, if I invited you tomorrow on a trip to Dubai, a fully all expense paid trip, and it's, you know, given that I was paying for the millionaire students to celebrate them passing $1 million, then Harry Ye coming in with his crypto money in Dubai, which is a very fun town if you have enough money. Would you say yes to coming on a trip tomorrow to Dubai? All expense paid. FYI, it's probably about, I would guess, like maybe $35,000, $40,000 per person in a free trip for a few days.
Everybody say yes. The right answer is yes. You gotta learn my mistake.
But you said, but that's only part of the story. You know, like you still have no regrets, and that's a mistake. So I want you to see, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about inspiring stories. We're talking about capitalizing on the opportunity in trading and in knowledge. Even some of my millionaire students, they still have bad habits where they don't capitalize on opportunity. Matt Monaco messed up. Not just Matt Monaco, not just to pick on him. Andy, another one of my new millionaire students, I can't even make this up. He used to actually give manicures and pedicures. He's Vietnamese. His parents own a nail salon in Ohio. I met them. They're amazing. They're like half my size and they eat double as much as me, which is crazy. I still don't know how that works. But he just crossed $1 million. When you cross $1 million, I invite you on a trip. Totally randomly, not a coincidence. I mean, complete coincidence, but like we were going to go to Dubai and I had a whole Dubai trip planned. Again, Harry Ye coming in with his crypto millions. I'm coming in with my millions. I like make this like a trip to remember. A week and a half before the trip, Andy says, no, I can't come to Dubai. I got to focus on this Fannie Mae trade. He was in Fannie Mae. He was up $150,000, which was going to be one of his biggest trades ever. He wanted to make over 200,000. He's like, I got to focus on this. I'm sorry, Tim. And I was like, okay, you know, focus on your trade. That's cool. I think you should take some profits. I think you should come to Dubai. But he didn't come to Dubai. Fannie Mae turned around. I think he made or lost like $10,000. He lost all of his profits from the big trade, and he missed out on Dubai. And I posted a picture like of me, like with nobody, like taking a picture of, you know, just my arm. I was like, I did a video in Dubai. I was like, hey, Andy, how great is this view? Oh, wait, Andy's not here. So all I'm saying is that you guys need to capitalize. I understand at least Andy was focused on trading, even if it didn't work out. Matt, what did you do while we were all in Dubai? Because we were texting you on Harry's yachts and helicopters. What were you doing that week that was so important?
Clearly nothing important because I don't remember it. So
that is the right answer. That is the right answer, you know? So it was okay.
Yeah. Click the link. Don't make the same mistakes I made. And that's part of the challenge too, as much as Tim is making fun here, is learning from other people. I learned so much from Gertani's mistakes and Jack's mistakes and Tim's mistakes. Gertani's famous mistakes is like, I can't remember the exact numbers. Tim, you probably know better than me, but he made like $2 or $3 million and then didn't make any money for a year because he kept making big mistakes, had big losses. And he was giving webinars during that time too. So like he was talking about it. And like those are lessons that have stuck with me since then. And obviously Gertani fixed them all and he's gone on there to make like $12 million more than he was before those mistakes. And that's why people are learning faster than ever before. Because now you're up to like, you said the unofficial number is like 60, which is crazy. 60 millionaires.
I mean, look, yesterday I made some mistakes. I got too aggressive on, PBM and PRFX. Pull up PBM for a second. I don't win all the time. I lost like $2,000 yesterday. Too aggressive, too soon on PBM. Look at that. So it was spiking early pre-market. And I thought that it was going to, it had one big spike and then a dip and then a second big spike. And I thought that it would have a third or a fourth one. And it just really could not do anything after that. And this is, mind you, this is at like 4 or 5 a.m. Eastern. So we're having 4, 5, 6 a.m. spikers. Meanwhile, I missed out on PRFX, which is the one that I should have been in. Pull up PRFX intraday. So these are all terrible long-term charts, over several months. But look at this. This is a beautiful, beautiful pre-market spiking action. And I was in the wrong one and I got too aggressive. So sometimes, this isn't exact science. It's not like, hey, I'll teach you to be rich and we win every single time. Sometimes I choose the wrong one. Like it happens sometimes. But I cut losses quickly. I also traded TARA. Pull up TARA. This one was crazy. And my students, I wasn't aggressive enough on TARA. This one just kept going from the freaking 3s all the way to the 11s. And I was like, this is like madness. Zoom in at that one moment, like just after like 9:15 a.m. where it really started going like 7 to 11 in like 6 minutes or something. Like that was just stupid. And this is what's happening when I'm talking about, being prepared, right? Some people, I got to pick up the kids at school. I got work. I got no Wi-Fi, whatever. Try to be there when you can, because look at this. This is all in a few minutes. This is just put this in perspective. Okay. Pull up the times. What is that? Is that 9:15 a.m.?
Yeah. I was
when it's at $7 a share, when that first green candle, that breakout.
Yeah. It's at
right
750 right there.
So right there, like this is what I'm saying. Like you just pull up any uptrending chart. Look how easy it is. But you're looking at stocks that are uptrending and you're buying the breakout. So we're not just buying stocks randomly. There's a method to the madness. Pull up, draw a line right at 750. And you can see this resistance line going back. I mean, it's not that long of a resistance line. It's going back like 30 minutes. But there was clear resistance at around 8:42 a.m. And then at around 9:05 a.m. And then look at it. That third time is when it breaks out. And that's when it goes supernova. Look at the volume spike up too. So the volume spikes up and that's a breakout. So if you can be there, whatever excuse, tell the kids to wait for a few minutes. Like this is literally like 6 minutes. Is it 6 minutes? 9:15 a.m.? And then like 9, this isn't even the open, mind you. Like some people say like, oh, you have to be there at the market open. This is all pre-market. This is like 9:15 to like 9:21 a.m. 6 minutes. And it goes from 7.5 to 11.5. You're making 50% on your money in 6 minutes. And just to put that in perspective, 50% on like the S&P 500, which is what most people invest in, that would take like 3 or 4 years. Okay. And that's in a good market. Yeah, S&P goes up an average of 8 to 10% per year. So maybe even 5 years. So you guys tell me, let's see in the comments if I'm making sense. Do you want to make 50% on your money in 6 minutes or in 5 years? I just need to put this in perspective because it's stupid to me when people say, oh, the S&P 500, long-term investing. And mind you, people aren't wrong about investing in the S&P 500. If you have like 5 million, 10 million, 50 million, you're not going to be able to do this trade. But if you have $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, and you want to try to make 50%, obviously this is best case scenario. Not all plays are going to be like this. But just to show you the ridiculous upside potential, okay? And several students nailed this. I wasn't aggressive enough. I personally missed this. But this is the beautiful thing about this hot market. You can make 50% in 6 minutes. And look at Debbie. I don't know who just highlighted this comment. Did you just highlight this comment?
I figured this out the other day. Yeah.
So Matt highlighted this comment. Debbie said, I made over $2,000 and got out too soon, got nervous. That's fine. This is the beautiful thing about learning. I want you to be nervous. I want you to get out too soon. It's good to play it safe. You don't have to be so aggressive trading these volatile assets. You can trade them cowardly. You can get nervous. Debbie making $2,000, that's fantastic. Everyone congratulate Debbie. Whether she made $2,000, whether she made $1,000, whether she made even $200, it's all part of her education. Now she has that notch on her belt for this trade. She got out too soon. She saw that, it could go more. Maybe she could have made 4,000. Maybe she could have made 6,000. Guess what? There's going to be another one. There's going to be several more. So you try your best. I personally wasn't aggressive enough on TARA also. Kevin just said made $1,800 on Tara, his first $1,000. Everyone congratulate Kevin. That's the beautiful thing, okay? It's your first trade where you see the upside potential, and seeing is believing. You can hear from me, you can hear from my millionaire students, but when you see this stuff happen in real time, day after day after day, you start to say, oh, okay, now I get it. Even if you miss it, even if you sell too late, even if you sell too soon, there's so many opportunities, and the upside is ridiculous. 50% in 6 minutes. Like, this is stupid that people are investing in the S&P 500. It's stupid that they just, invest in long-term companies, again, because they don't realize the potential. I can't wait for Neuralink. They're going to scan my brain, and I'm going to put all of this inside your brains. And then everyone's going to be like, oh my God, I need to dedicate all my time to this.
I'm laughing because you say this all the time in a bunch of videos. You used to have the long hair too back during COVID, but you used to scream that you're on crazy pills because it's the same thing that happens over and over again every day. And it is. I've been doing this 5 years consistently. It's the same thing over and over.
Pull up SOUN. SOUN is an upcoming AI play. They have Sound AI, and it has so many haters because they don't have much business. But again, AI is just growing so much. Okay, zoom in towards that breakout level, right around 10 a.m. Eastern. So, again, this is a stock with tons of shorts, and you can see here. Pull up the little news tab too, right there. So,
nice. That's awesome.
So this news came out right here pre-market, but I'm interested not just in the news. There's a lot of companies that release good news, and most of it doesn't matter. Look at that volume come in right at 9:30 a.m. when the market is open. This is long-term shorts being like, oh, damn. Pull up that news. Bring up that news for a second. Just click the link. Click the little green thing. You can read the press release. You can click it, right?
Yeah. I just got to share my other screen here.
Okay. So, this is Torchy Tacos debuts SoundHound's voice AI phone ordering across all locations. So, Torchy's Tacos, delicious tacos. I don't know if you've had them.
Tacos, yeah.
Really good. So, now you're going to be able to order on the phone using SoundHound's AI. Why does this matter? Is Torchy Taco going to be a multi-billion-dollar business? No, but they are one fast food operator, and now theoretically SoundHound's AI phone ordering will be available to all fast food operators. They just did a test, obviously, before they did this. They're so happy. They just rolled it out to all their locations. So if you go back through history, I could embarrass all the short sellers. They were saying SOUN is a scam, Sound AI is a scam. Now you have a very definitive business application. Read this, the third paragraph. This voice AI ordering capability manages 100% of incoming calls, including multiple calls and often simultaneously. AI is just beginning. And this kind of press release helps people understand the potential. Every single fast food company is now going to be interested in SoundHound's AI, whether it's McDonald's or Burger King or Taco Bell or, Payway's Chinese buffet. Any kind of fast food for phone ordering will use or will test out SoundHound's AI. So go back to the chart. And again, this news came out pre-market. No one really noticed it. I personally didn't notice it, but I noticed that volume. So if you have the right tool where you're looking at the news and then you also see the price action, massive volume, and it just uptrended all day. It gets a little choppy because AI stocks are choppy, but right at the open, that's beautiful. I was stupidly focused on PBM and PRFX. I'm overwhelmed. Not ideal, again, to be trading from Japan, but I'm not going to be making excuses on the opposite side of the world. I do this to myself. But this is a massive breakout, and I'm excited to see where this goes. We don't know how high it's going to go. I do know that shorts who have been saying that this is an outright scam are completely dead on wrong. And we'll see if this is the beginning. But this is the potential of AI. This kind of a chart is exactly, the beginnings of something bigger, potentially. This is the kind of upside that you should think about in terms of your own profits, because short sellers just see what's in front of them. If there's a bad earnings report, they're like, bad company, bad earnings. They don't think about the future. So if you're, let's say, a long-term investor or you're a believer in AI, you think about the future. You're not investing in AI for the current applications. You're investing for the future. Same thing with you guys and your education. It's not about how much money you can make in week one, month one, or even year one. You're investing in the future. And this is how you have to think in terms of trading, in terms of investing, and in terms of your own personal profits. Here's GXAI. This is another runner. I can't even keep up. I woke up to this and I missed this one because I just need sleep sometimes.
Yeah, AI is going to be hot tomorrow. It's going to be hot next week. It's just AI. It's back. It's been hot all year, but it's gone through a couple cycles of like craziness, and we're definitely entering another crazy.
But we're just starting. Like, this is the thing that I've noticed with new technology, with new students. Everyone always wants so much success and immediate gratification, and they're not willing to be patient. AI, like we're at the development of like MS-DOS. If you remember MS-DOS for computers, that's like where AI is right now. It's just beginning. And the difference between MS-DOS and like AI can grow exponentially. It can learn, and it's going to be everywhere in the coming months and years. So I'm excited to see what it can do, good and bad. Same thing with you guys. Whatever money you have right now, whatever knowledge you have, it's a pittance. It's a pittance to what you can have in the future. It's a little seed. You're trying to grow that little seed, and it takes time. And it's not going to be perfect, especially in the beginning. It's always confusing and frustrating in the beginning, but you're investing time and money for the future. You're on a webinar right now at nearly 9 p.m. Eastern, depending on what time zone you're in, but you're here when the stock market is closed to learn about the stock market. You're investing your time already. Now it's a question of, are you going to invest more time? Are you going to invest a little money for potential exponential gains? That's what this is. SoundHound's AI, go back to the chart, the multi-month chart of SOUN. You can see here, this is a beautiful cup and handle formation. All while the stock is down, they're still building. This is the thing. Like, so many people get down when a stock is down. They're like, it's over. The AI revolution is over. They think it's over. Same thing with like traders. If, let's say, you profit for a little bit and then it's a slow market, or maybe you get a little cocky or undisciplined and then you're down. Some people are like, it's over. I suck at it. Nothing is over if you keep growing, learning, and building. That's the beautiful thing here. As we're using new technology, just like SoundHound is using new technology for fast food, we're using new technology for teaching. The future is so bright right now. You have to wear shades.
Love it. I know you got to go, Tim. So I guess last words, and then we'll let you go. What should they do? How can they get started?
Click the link that Matt Monaco is giving. Talk with my team, okay? Be ready to follow instructions. Be ready to grind. If you're lazy, don't bother applying. If you want money overnight, don't bother applying. If you think this is just about hot picks, don't bother applying. We literally have to really focus on quality over quantity. We have a tight-knit group with the Millionaire students and I in the chat rooms, in the webinars. We love helping people. We love, being a community together. But again, You got to take this seriously. You're not just going to become a millionaire randomly. You're not just going to get, endless financial freedom randomly. You have to be very meticulous. And this is our job. This isn't even just a job. This is a life mission. My team and I dedicate all hours of the day, month, week, year to figuring out what can help people. Look at this. Trader says my first week in the challenge, I'm up $1,172. I'm so grateful. Got to stay humble. I'm glad you said got to stay humble because I was going to say that. Okay. If you make $1,000 in your first week, that's good. But you're also, again, right place, right time. Do not get cocky. So we're not asking for too much. It's not like a huge leap of faith like college where you go for 4 years and you're 6 figures in debt and you might get a job at the end of that. Okay. You start learning immediately. You can start trading immediately. You can start earning the tuition back immediately. You can grow your account exponentially and the tuition will be laughable 3, 4, 5, 7 years from now. Okay. Jack Kellogg has only been trading like 7 years. And now he's literally making an annual salary every single day because he invested time and money into his education. He built the foundation. Then he's utilized his education with the market preparation, meeting, opportunity. So I'm very excited. Let's do this. I got to go. I got to go live. I got to do a watch list. I got to do a video lesson too on my mistakes from yesterday. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from your losses. Don't try to, brush them under the rug like too many traders do. You got to be honest. You got to be blunt. That's what this is all about.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Tim.
Domo arigatou. Gozaimashita. Sayonara.